Deep Down, Chapter 8 Admission. We stopped by the original Starbucks, where Aiden got a vanilla frap, Han got an iced chai, Victoria got a cold brew with nothing in it, Gordon got a cold brew with milk, I got my hot latte, and Andy got his hot chai tea. Harry got something different this time, a nice oat milk vanilla latte. Sparky had a croissant, while Slick had a bowl of milk. Harry pulled out his pipe and smoked as Aiden played with Sparky and Slick. I hit for my dab pen, Andy had a joint, Gordon a cigarette, Han a Cuban, and Victoria a blunt. Then a man rushed out of the Starbucks and ran over to whisper something in Harry's ear. Harry's eyes went wide before smiling. He then stood up. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a surprise for y'all. We have visitors. While California and Oregon, you two have been seeking and helping us, we received our own signal from Canada. They have traveled down through the harsh and unforgiving climate to see us, and they should be here now. Shall we go and greet them at the train station? Gordon and Han looked worried, while Victoria got her gun. I looked at Andy, who had his hand on his AR-15 and was ready to go. Gordon then stood up. Are we sure that's a good idea? Harry nodded, and then we heard a plane roar, and it was flying above the Starbucks. Then a person jumped out of the plane and started to fall. Oh my god. I hope they had a parachute. Then, the parachute opened a few seconds later, and after a minute or so of waiting, the person who was wearing a black suit with a respirator glided down and touched down on the street. The person whipped their helmet off, and it was a teenager, no older than 17 or 18. And he had short, dyed red hair and blue horn-rimmed glasses. He cut the parachute off and walked towards us, waving with an energetic enthusiasm. Harry walked over to the teen and gave him a tight hug. Then they walked over to us, and Harry introduced us to the teen. This is Benjamin, or Ben. He's my grandson, and don't worry, he's not their leader. He's just a daredevil. The leader is their father, my son Gerard. Shall we head to the train station? Ben ran over and shook everyone's hands. But when he got to me, he looked surprised. Oh, you must be Seb. My grandfather told me lots about you. I was stunned and stood there in shock and awe. It's nice to meet you, Ben. How advanced are you? Ben chuckled. Straight to the point, just like Gramps told me you'd be. We're strong and we want to propose an alliance as our western territory is occupied by Atmos. And after a series of bombings, we finally turned the lights back on. But we need some more help, and I hope to crush them by the summer. I nodded and extended my hand, and instead of shaking it, Ben placed a tablet into it. This is for Andy. There are technical specs. Shows all the statistics for Canada and where we need to have help when rebuilding. Andy walked over and I handed him the tablet and he immediately opened it and started to analyze. Then we all got going as Aiden was called by Victoria and he picked up Slick. So I whistled for Sparky, who ran to my side. Then in the distance was a figure walking towards us. Ben and Harry walked ahead while the rest of us stayed back. Gordon and Han pulled me aside. Do you trust the kid? Gordon asked Han and I. Yes, because I trust Harry, and even if they are from another country, we have to deal with them when the fight with Atmos is over and done with, and he will do whatever is necessary to maintain power and stability. Han and Gordon nodded as I turned around, and there was Gerard, a man with a black beard and a bit of a stomach who was purely muscle. He was wearing blue jeans and a white button-up. His head was totally bald, and he wore tiny glasses on his muscular face. It was kind of funny. Who is Seb? He pointed into the group, and they all pointed at me. I stepped forward and presented Gerard with a bunker buster. Hello there, my name is Seb. These are my family, friends, and my husband Andy. And this is a token of appreciation from your father, Harry. He nodded and inspected the gun. Good craftsmanship. And come here, son. He pulled me into the tightest bear hug I'd ever felt, with every back muscle popping. And as he let go of me, all I could do was laugh. What was your job before the outage? I smiled and wiped the tears from my eyes at the sight of this surreal encounter. I was, and still am, a doctor, more specifically a trauma surgeon. What was yours, bodybuilder? His face curled into a smile. No, actually, I was a Secretary of Commerce for all of Canada, but bodybuilding would have been more fun, I'll admit. And with that, he let out a laugh, and I couldn't help but smile. And after the introduction with all the other leaders, we returned to Starbucks. Dad, does the store have matcha? Harry nodded, and both Gerard and Ben got a matcha. Gerard's was hot, and Ben's was ice. The sun was starting to set, and the store closed, and we all walked back to Harry's house. Aiden, Sparky, and Slick took the couch near the fireplace. Han and Gordon sat in a wooden rocker, each smoking a cigarette. Andy was there talking shop with Ben and Gerard, and his father was showing him something. I stood there, smoking my joint. This was a fucking weird day.